Cotton Weary, Liev Schreiber, went from a cameo in Scream to a main character in Scream 2, and I'm glad he did, because he's an awesome cog in the movie. I'm also thankful the first Scream 2 script got leaked because his original part was much less effective. If Scream perfectly skewered the slasher genre while still being an effectively frightening horror movie on its own, Scream 2 does the same for horror movie sequels and manages to stand up well against the other films in the vaunted franchise. Scream 2 takes place a few years after the first film, with Sidney Prescott, Neve Campbell, now a full-fledged college student. The Woodsboro Massacre is now a joke at this point, with a metafictional film, Stab, made about the murders. However, Ghostface is back with someone new under the mask and many of the characters from the first film also return. This includes Cotton Weary, who eagle-eyed viewers will remember from his brief cameo in Scream when he's on the news being wrongfully arrested for the murder of Maureen Prescott. Cotton Weary is a fascinating character in Scream 2. Weary just wants some kind of compensation for being wrongfully accused. Cotton Weary is not who I expected to see reappear in Scream 2 after his small part in the first film, but by the end of the movie, I was delighted he was there. After Sidney wrongfully accused him of murdering her mother, Cotton set out to get something out of the suffering, ridicule, and hate he received from the public and media. His idea? Team up with Gale Weathers, Courtney Cox, to get an exclusive interview with Sidney about the murders and Cotton's relationship with Maureen, who he was having an affair with anyone else. This would come off as a total slimeball move, but this is Liev Schreiber. Even when he's being menacing, there's still a charm you can't help but love. Furthermore, he has a point. Cotton spent a year in jail, and all he's basically asking for is a little recognition. It's a really fascinating character, and one not often shown in horror movies. Usually, in horror films, the collateral damage from one film is forgotten about in the next unless it involves a major character. Cotton was a huge victim of the events in Scream, so to see him looking for restitution in Scream 2 feels both sympathetic and realistic. Schreiber is also intimidating, so his presence alone makes it seem like he could be the killer in this film. That's why I love it so much when he shows up at the end to save Sidney from Debbie Loomis, Nancy Loomis. Sure, he only shoots Debbie after Sidney promises she'll do an interview with him, but I like to think that Cotton was just being cheeky. He was never going to let Sidney die. It's a great fist-pumping moment at the end of Scream 2 when Sidney tells the press to talk to Cotton, finally giving him the fame and closure he always wanted after the first movie. Searching for fame is a big theme in Scream, and Cotton's search is a way for him to cope with the trauma of being wrongfully imprisoned. The guy deserves a win, so it makes me so happy he gets to be a hero and a star at the same time. The Scream 2 script was changed after it was leaked on the internet. Kevin Williamson created several dummy scripts. Cotton Weary, Liev Schreiber, talking intensely to Sidney, Neve Campbell, in Scream 2. Those well acquainted with the Scream franchise will know that Scream 2 was originally going to be much different. However, the script ended up leaking online, revealing the massive twist at the end of the movie. This has been debated over the years, with even screenwriter Kevin Williamson saying he purposefully leaked dummy scripts to fool people, via THR. However, that story is a little different from the one Wes Craven told soon after the leaks happened, where he expressed frustration with fans setting his film schedule back for rewrites, via Dead Meat. To add more confusion, a writer for Slashfilm, Willima Bibiani, revealed that he was one of the people to leak the Scream 2 script in 1997, and the script he read was the one that had Cotton as a villain and included a much more dramatic finale, via Slashfilm. Bibiani claims that the script he had was a dummy. So it's a bit unclear which dummy scripts Williamson is referring to, and with so many revisions to the scripts, many of which happened on set, it can be hard to parse what was meant to go in the film and was lost, and what wasn't meant to at all. Cotton Weary had a much different, and worse, storyline in the leaked script. Weary was going to be the final villain in the leaked script. Cotton Weary, Liev Schreiber, holding up a gun in Scream 2. The leaked script I'm interested in talking about is the one leaked in 1997 that supposedly caused the whole film to be rewritten, the one that some people claim was a dummy script. For my own sanity, because it's a lot more fun, and because I enjoy hearing Wes Craven curse like a pirate, for this exercise, I'm going to consider that 1997 Scream 2 script the intended, real script. In that leaked script, Sidney's boyfriend, Derek, Jerry O'Connell, is revealed to be the killer, and he is aided by Hallie, Elsie Neal, Sidney's best friend. Talk about having no murder radar, Sidney. It would then be revealed that Nancy Loomis was the puppet master behind everything. Then, Nancy would be killed and Cotton would appear, revealing himself to also be working for Nancy, and he would attempt to kill Sidney as revenge for being falsely accused of murdering Sidney's mother. They have a drawn-out fight and the film ends with them both stabbing one another and falling to the ground from the rafters. Scream 2 ends with both characters slowly closing their eyes, their fates saved for Scream 3.